Listen to me. Some of you are walking around every day carrying weights that were never meant for you. You wake up and before you even get out of bed, you feel it, that heaviness. It's like chains wrapped around your mind, your heart, your spirit. And the crazy part, you've been carrying it for so long that you don't even realize how much is holding you back. You hold on to the pain of what they did to you. You hold on to the words they spoke over you, the betrayals, the failures, the missed opportunities. And I get it. You think if you keep replaying it in your head, maybe you can change it. Maybe if you hold on long enough, you'll find a way to fix what's already done. But let me tell you something. You cannot build your future while your hands are full of the past. You have to let it go. See, some of you are stuck in cycles, not because you're incapable of moving forward, but because you refuse to release what's behind you. You're trying to climb new heights while dragging old baggage. You're trying to step into your destiny, but you're still clutching on to the disappointments of yesterday. And you wonder why you're tired all the time, why you feel drained, why you can't find that breakthrough. It's because you're fighting battles that don't belong to you anymore. Let me tell you something real. Holding on doesn't make you strong. Letting go does. You think carrying that weight proves something, that it shows you're tough, that you're built different. But let's be honest. If you were really strong, you wouldn't be afraid to drop it. Strength is in release. Strength is in saying, I refuse to let this control me any longer. And I know what you're thinking, but you don't know what they did to me. You don't know how bad it hurt. You're right. I don't. But I do know this. Whatever happened, it's already done. No amount of overthinking, no amount of replaying it in your mind, no amount of anger, regret, or resentment is going to change it. You are giving away your power by staying stuck in a moment that no longer exists. I need you to wake up. You have a future waiting for you, but it requires both hands. It requires your energy, your focus, your determination. And as long as your hands are gripping onto past pain, they're too full to grab onto the opportunities that are right in front of you. You say you want success. You say you want to be great, but are you willing to release what's slowing you down? Are you willing to stop letting your past dictate your future? Because let me tell you, your next level is not coming until you make room for it. Think about it. Have you ever tried to run while carrying a heavy backpack? It slows you down. It makes every step harder than it needs to be. Some of you are wondering why you haven't broken through yet, why you're not seeing the results you want. It's because you're still carrying things that aren't meant for this journey. You cannot reach your destiny while weighed down by your history. It's time to make a decision right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You have to say to yourself, I am done carrying this. I am done letting my past steal my future. I am done allowing what happened to control what's ahead. And no, it won't be easy. It will take work because letting go is not just a one-time decision. It's a daily discipline. You will have moments where the pain tries to creep back in. You will have days where the memories resurface, where the doubt whispers in your ear. What if it happens again? But every single day, you have to make a choice. Will I keep carrying this or will I set it down and walk into my destiny? Let me be clear. The people who hurt you, they've moved on. The opportunities you missed, they're gone. The mistakes you made, they're already written in the past. You are the only one keeping yourself locked in that prison. But the key has been in your hands the whole time. The second you decide to let go, you are free. I need you to hear me. The weight you're carrying is not yours anymore. It's time to put it down. It's time to step into the life that's waiting for you. And it starts now. You keep waiting to feel ready. You keep waiting for the moment when it won't hurt anymore, when it won't be uncomfortable, when somehow one day you just wake up and feel like letting go. But let me tell you the truth. You're never going to feel like it. You think one day the pain is just going to fade on its own, that you're going to wake up and magically feel lighter, and then finally you'll be able to move on. It doesn't work like that. You're waiting for something that's never coming. Letting go is not a feeling, it's a decision. It's a choice you make. Not because it's easy, not because it feels good, but because you refuse to stay stuck. Some of you keep saying, I'll let go when I feel ready. But that day never comes, and you know it. You've been carrying this for months, maybe even years. You've been holding on to the same story, replaying the same pain, gripping onto the same disappointment, waiting for some magical moment when it won't hurt anymore, but you're the one keeping it alive. You're the one feeding it, breathing life into it. Every time you dwell on it, every time you let it take over your mind, you have to force yourself to let go, even when everything in you wants to hold on. Even when it feels unfair, even when the pain still lingers, even when you feel like you deserve justice, closure, or an apology that may never come, you have to let it go anyway, because holding on is only hurting you. Listen to me, the people who hurt you, they're not thinking about it like you are. The opportunities you lost, they're gone. The mistakes you made, they're already written in the past. You are the only one keeping yourself in this prison. You are the one shackling yourself to what's already done. And you say, but I can't help how I feel. You're right. You can't control how you feel, but you can control what you do about it. You can control whether you stay there or whether you rise up and say enough is enough. You can control whether you keep sitting in your pain or whether you stand up and start moving forward. You don't feel like letting go? So what? Do it anyway. Do it because your future is worth it. Do it because your peace is worth it. Do it because the life waiting for you cannot begin until you finally release what's been weighing you down. You think the greats waited until they felt like it? You think successful people let their emotions dictate their actions? No, they made a decision. They said, I don't care how I feel. I don't care if I'm scared. I don't care if it's hard. I'm going to move forward because I refuse to stay here. And some of you have been stuck in the same place for years because you won't make that decision. You keep waiting for something to change when the only thing that needs to change is you. You don't need a new opportunity. You don't need an apology. You don't need the past to rewrite itself. You just need to decide that you're done carrying this weight. Because here's the truth. You can't step into your future while holding on to your past. You can't grab onto new blessings with hands full of old burdens. You have to release it. And that's not going to happen by accident. It's going to happen when you make the conscious choice to stop holding on to what's behind you. And I get it. You're scared. You're afraid that if you let go, you'll have nothing left. That if you stop thinking about it, you'll lose control. But let me tell you something. You never had control. Holding on doesn't change the past. It just keeps you from building your future. Letting go is power. Letting go is freedom. Letting go is the moment you stop being a prisoner to something that's already over. You have to force yourself to move on, even when it's uncomfortable. You have to force yourself to release it, even when it hurts. You have to force yourself to break free, even when everything in you wants to stay. Because your future is calling you, but you can't answer if you're still clinging to yesterday. It's time. You carried this long enough. You've let it steal enough of your energy, your joy, your life. Today you take your power back. Today you decide that you are bigger than what happened to you. Today you walk away from what no longer serves you. Let it go. Every single day you wake up and press rewind. You replay the same pain, the same mistakes, the same missed opportunities over and over again. Like somehow if you keep thinking about it, you can change it. But let me tell you something. You can't. What's done is done. No amount of replaying it in your mind is going to rewrite history. And I know what you're thinking, but I could have done it differently. If I had just made a different choice, if they hadn't betrayed me, if I had just tried harder. But listen to me, the past is not a time machine. You don't get to go back and fix it. And even if you could, would you really want to? Because everything that happened, every mistake, every loss, every lesson, it all shaped you. It built you. It prepared you. But instead of learning from it, you're letting it control you. You keep living in what was instead of stepping into what could be. You keep replaying old failures instead of creating new victories, and you wonder why you feel stuck. You wonder why you're not moving forward. It's because you're too busy looking back. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to drive while staring in the rearview mirror the whole time? You wouldn't make it far, would you? You crash. You miss what's right in front of you. And that's exactly what's happening in your life. You're so locked into what's behind you that you can't even see what's ahead. And let's be real. You're not just replaying the past, you're reliving it. Every time you think about that pain, that mistake, that betrayal, you feel it all over again. You put yourself through the same suffering even though it's over. It happened once, but you're making yourself experience it 1,000 times. Why? Why do you keep punishing yourself for something you can't change? You got to stop giving your past permission to steal your present. You got to stop letting what's behind you dictate where you're going. Your energy, your focus, your strength, they belong to today, not yesterday. Some of you have been stuck for years because you refuse to let go of a version of yourself that no longer exists. You're not that person anymore. You're not that mistake. You're not that failure. But as long as you keep replaying it, you keep identifying with it. And as long as you keep identifying with it, you keep living it. You say you want change, but are you really ready to let go of the story you keep telling yourself? Because that's all it is, a story, a chapter in your book. And you're the one deciding to keep rereading the same page instead of turning it. It's time to stop. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You've got to make a decision that you are done living in a place that no longer serves you. You are done being a prisoner to what happened. You are done letting your past rob you of your future. Listen to me. Your past does not have the power to control you unless you give it permission. And I need you to hear this. You do not have to be who you were yesterday. You do not have to carry the weight of your past into your future. You have the power to rewrite your story. But you can't do that if you're still stuck in old chapters. You keep waiting for closure. You keep waiting for some magical moment when it won't hurt anymore. But let me tell you something. You don't need closure to move on. You don't need all the answers. You don't need them to apologize. You just need to decide that your future is worth more than your past. Because the truth is, the only thing keeping you tied to yesterday is you. The only thing stopping you from breaking free is you. And the second you decide to stop replaying it, stop reliving it, stop giving it power over you, that's the second you get your life back. So today I need you to make a choice. Are you going to keep looking back? Or are you going to move forward? Are you going to keep replaying the pain? Or are you going to take the lesson and step into the next level of your life? The past is done. The page is already turned. And if you're brave enough, strong enough, disciplined enough, you'll stop looking back and finally start living. You keep holding on to the pain because you think if you let it go, they win. You think if you stop being angry, if you stop replaying it, if you stop reminding yourself of how they hurt you, that somehow it means what they did was okay. But let me tell you something. Holding on isn't hurting them. It's hurting you. You think you're keeping them in check by staying mad, by keeping that bitterness in your heart. But the truth is, they're not even thinking about you. They've moved on. They're living their life, doing whatever they're doing, while you're sitting here still carrying the weight of something that happened years ago. And it's not just weighing you down. It's poisoning you. It's robbing you of your peace, your energy, your future. You're drinking poison and expecting them to suffer. But you're the one feeling it. You're the one replaying it in your mind. You're the one who can't sleep at night. You're the one who gets triggered every time something reminds you of what happened. And for what? What are you getting out of it? You say, I can't forgive them. They don't deserve it. And maybe they don't. Maybe what they did was wrong. Maybe they betrayed you. Maybe they hurt you in a way that's hard to even put into words. But hear me. This is not about them. This is about you. This is about you being free. This is about you taking your power back. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay. Forgiveness is not saying you have to let them back in your life. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is strength. It's you looking at the situation and saying, I refuse to let this control me anymore. I refuse to let what someone else did dictate how I live my life. Because every day you hold on to that bitterness, every day you let resentment sit in your heart, you are still letting them have power over you. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to give that kind of power to someone who hurt me. I refuse to let what they did keep me in a prison of my own making. You've got to let it go, not for them, but for you, because your future is too important. Your peace is too valuable. Your purpose is too great to let something from your past keep weighing you down. And I know what you're thinking, but I was right. They were wrong. They never even apologized, and maybe they never will. But are you really going to waste your life waiting for something that may never come? Are you really going to put your future on hold because of someone who has already moved on? Listen to me. Your destiny is bigger than your history, but you can't step into it if you're still chained to the past. You can't grab onto what's next if your hands are full of resentment. It's time to free yourself. It's time to say, I'm done carrying this. It's time to stop letting what someone else did have control over your emotions, your mind, your future. You want peace? Let it go. You want freedom? Let it go. You want to be great? Let it go. Because as long as you hold on to it, you're stuck. But the moment you decide to forgive, the moment you decide to release it, the moment you decide to stop letting it define you, that's the moment you take your life back. And that moment is now. You're stuck because you're afraid. You know it. I know it. You say you want to move forward. You say you want to grow. You say you want to reach the next level. But deep down, you're scared. You're scared of stepping into the unknown. You're scared of what happens when you finally let go of the familiar, even when the familiar is hurting you. You talk about wanting change, but do you really want it? Because if you did, you wouldn't be hesitating. You wouldn't be standing on the edge, looking back at what's comfortable, what's safe, what you already know. See, it's easy to say you want something new. It's easy to say you want to be great, but what happens when it's time to actually step into it? What happens when you realize that in order to move forward, you have to leave everything that's been holding you back? That's when fear kicks in. That's when doubt creeps in. That's when your mind starts playing tricks on you, telling you, what if it doesn't work? What if you fail? What if you let go of what's comfortable and it all falls apart? And so you hesitate, you wait, you start making excuses, you start convincing yourself that maybe you should stay where you are just a little longer. But let me tell you something, fear is a liar. Fear will tell you that staying in a situation that's breaking you is better than stepping into the unknown. Fear will tell you that holding on to pain is safer than letting it go. Fear will make you think that just because you don't know what's ahead, you should keep settling for what's behind. And that's exactly why some of you are stuck. Not because you're not capable, not because you don't have what it takes, but because you're too afraid to step into the next version of yourself. You're too afraid to release the old you, the old habits, the old way of thinking. And because of that, you're choosing comfort over growth. Let me ask you something. When has playing it safe ever led to greatness? When has staying in your comfort zone ever given you the life you were meant to live? You think the people who changed the world weren't afraid? You think the people who broke through didn't have doubts? Of course they did. But the difference between them and the people who never make it is that they moved forward anyway. They didn't let fear make their decisions. You keep saying you're waiting for the right time. There is no right time. You keep saying you're waiting for the fear to go away. It won't. The only way to kill fear is to move through it. The only way to break free is to step forward, even when you're scared, even when you don't have all the answers, even when the path isn't clear. You weren't put on this earth to live small. You weren't created to stay in the same place forever. But as long as you keep letting fear dictate your choices, you will never step into the life you were meant to live. It's time to stop letting fear run your life. It's time to stop making decisions based on what's comfortable. It's time to stop letting the unknown keep you from stepping into your destiny. Because let me tell you something, your future is waiting for you, but it won't wait forever. You either step into it or you stay exactly where you are. And if you choose to stay, understand this. you are the only thing standing in your way. Fear is not real. It's an illusion. And the moment you stop believing in it, the moment you decide that your future is worth more than your fear, that's the moment everything changes. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop letting the unknown control your life. It's time to move forward. It's time to let go. It's time to live. And the time is now. You keep telling yourself you're waiting for the right time. You keep convincing yourself that when the moment is perfect, when you have everything figured out, when it feels easier, then you'll finally take action. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. There is no magical moment when everything lines up and makes it easy for you to move forward. The only time you have is right now. See, some of you are stuck in this mindset where you believe that if you just wait long enough, life will somehow open the door for you. That if you sit still, if you keep thinking about it, planning for it, preparing for it, then one day everything will just fall into place. But that's not how it works. Life doesn't wait for you. Time doesn't pause for you. And opportunities don't sit around forever while you try to build up the courage to take them. You have to move. You have to act. You have to decide that even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, even if you don't have all the answers, you're going to take the step anyway. Because if you don't, you're going to wake up 5 years from now in the same place with the same regrets, telling yourself the same excuses about why you still haven't done what you said you were going to do. And that's the real problem. It's not that you don't have potential. It's not that you don't have the ability. It's that you keep choosing to wait instead of choosing to act. You keep choosing comfort over growth. And as long as you do that, you will never move forward. You want to know what separates the people who succeed from the people who stay stuck? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not some secret formula that only a few people have access to. It's action. It's the willingness to move forward even when it's hard. It's the discipline to show up every single day and do the work even when it don't feel like it. Because let me tell you something. You're not always going to feel motivated. You're not always going to feel ready. Some days you're going to want to quit. Some days you're going to want to go back to what's familiar. Some days you're going to doubt yourself. And that's when you have to push through. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. You can't just move when you feel like it. You can't just take action when it's convenient. If you're serious about your future, if you're serious about your dreams, if you're serious about becoming the person you were meant to be, then you have to be willing to act even when it's hard, even when it doesn't make sense, even when fear is telling you to stop. Some of you are wasting time, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission, waiting for somebody to come along and tell you that it's okay to start. But listen to me. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to give you permission. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. If you want it, you have to go get it. And that means you have to stop waiting. That means you have to stop hesitating. That means you have to stop talking about what you're going to do one day and actually start doing it today. Because every moment you spend waiting is a moment you could be building. Every day you waste making excuses is a day you could be creating the future you want. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep sitting in the same spot, watching other people go after their dreams while you stay stuck in yours? Or are you going to make the decision that today is the day everything changes? You don't need more time. You don't need more planning. You don't need more signs. You just need to move. You just need to take the step. You just need to stop waiting for the perfect time and start making the time you have count. Because the truth is, you're running out of time. And if you don't act now, if you don't move now, if you don't commit now, then one day you're going to look back and realize you spent your whole life waiting instead of living. And that is a regret you don't want to carry. You keep saying you want something different, but every single day you do the same thing. You talk about change. You talk about growth. You talk about wanting a better life, but your actions don't match your word. And that's why you're stuck. That's why nothing is shifting. That's why you feel like you're running in circles, because you keep making these same choices, falling into the same patterns, and expecting a different outcome. But let me tell you something. Nothing in your life will change until you change. You can't keep holding on to the same habits, the same mindset, the same routine, and expect to wake up one day with a brand new life. It doesn't work that way. Change isn't something that just happens. It's something you create. And if you're not willing to create it, if you're not willing to let go of what's been holding you back, then you're never going to move forward. See, the reason most people never reach their full potential isn't because they're not capable. It's not because they don't have what it takes. It's because they refuse to change. They refuse to let go of the things that no longer serve them. They refuse to do the uncomfortable work of breaking old habits, shifting their mindset and stepping into something new. Because let's be real, growth is uncomfortable. Transformation is painful. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires you to let go of the things that feel good in the moment so you can build something greater in the long run. And that's the part most people are willing to do. They want the results, but they don't want the process. They want the success, but they don't want to give up the habits that are keeping them from it. They want to move forward, but they don't want to let go of the things that are keeping them stuck. And that's why they stay exactly where they are. But not you, not today, because today you make the decision that enough is enough. Today you decide that you're done making excuses for why you can't change. Today you choose to stop holding on to things that are keeping you from becoming the person you were meant to be. That means you let go of the distractions. You let go of the negative mindset. You let go of the toxic habits, the unhealthy relationships, the excuses, the doubt, the fear, anything and everything that is slowing you down. Because the truth is, you can't carry all of that baggage into your future. You can't become your best self while still holding on to everything that's been holding you back. And I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy to break free from patterns that feel familiar. It's not easy to let go of things that have been a part of your life for so long. But let me ask you something. What's harder, letting go of what's comfortable now or waking up 10 years from now in the same exact place, full of regret because you were too afraid to change? You think holding on is strength, but sometimes the strongest thing you can do is let go. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say, I refuse to stay the same, because the people who make it in life, the people who reach their goals, the people who step into greatness, they aren't the ones who cling to the past. They are the ones who are willing to sacrifice. They are the ones who are willing to grow. They are the ones who are willing to let go of anything and anyone that is not pushing them forward. And that's got to be you. Starting right now, you have to be willing to take an honest look at your life and ask yourself, what is holding me back? What do I need to release? What habits, what thoughts, what relationships, what excuses am I still holding on to that are keeping me from where I want to be? And then you let them go. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when it feels convenient, right now. Because the future you want, the life you dream about, the person you are meant to become, it's all waiting for you. But you'll never reach it if you keep holding on to the things that are weighing you down. So today you choose. Do you keep holding on to what's comfortable, or do you let go and finally step into the life you were meant to live? You spend so much time worrying about what other people think. You spend so much time trying to live up to expectations that were never even yours to begin with. You've let their opinions, their doubts, their criticism dictate how you move, how you think, how you see yourself. And because of that, you've been living a life that isn't even yours. You've been making decisions based on fear, fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. And that fear has kept you trapped. That fear has made you hesitate when you should have moved. That fear has kept you playing small when you were built for something bigger. But today, that stops. Today, you take back control. Because the truth is, no matter what you do, people are going to have something to say. No matter how hard you try, you will never please everyone. So why waste your life trying? Why waste your energy worrying about people who are going to judge you no matter what? You need to understand something. Not everyone is going to support you. Not everyone is going to see your vision. Not everyone is going to believe in what you're trying to do. And that's okay. They don't have to. It's not their dream. It's not their purpose. It's not their life. It's yours. And as long as you keep living for their approval, you'll never step into your full potential You have to be willing to disappoint some people. You have to be willing to be misunderstood. You have to be willing to walk alone if that's what it takes to get to where you're going. Because the people who changed the world, the people who broke barriers, the people who created something out of nothing, they weren't concerned with what people thought. They weren't waiting for permission. They weren't sitting around hoping everyone would clap for them. They moved. They acted. They went after what they wanted, regardless of who supported them. And that's got to be you. You can't let fear of judgment stop you from becoming who you were meant to be. You can't let doubt from other people keep you from stepping into your greatness. You can't let small minds keep you living a small life. Because at the end of the day, those opinions don't pay your bills. Those opinions don't determine your future. Those opinions don't define you unless you let them. You've got to get to a point where you trust yourself more than you trust their opinions, where you believe in yourself more than you believe in their doubts, where you are so locked in on your vision that it doesn't matter who's watching, who's criticizing, who's doubting, you move forward anyway, because what's the alternative? You spend your whole life making choices to make them comfortable while you stay miserable. You hold yourself back just so they don't feel uncomfortable with your growth. You stay in a place you've outgrown just so they don't feel left behind. That's not living. That's not purpose. That's not what you were built for. You weren't created to stay small so other people feel okay. You weren't created to dim your light just so others don't feel insecure. You were created to step into your full potential, to live boldly, to walk in your purpose with confidence. And when you do that, when you finally stop worrying about what they think and start focusing on who you are meant to be, everything changes. Because suddenly you're no longer waiting for approval. You're no longer seeking validation. You're no longer letting fear keep you from taking action. You start making moves. You start trusting yourself. You start walking with a different energy, a different level of confidence, a different level of power. And that's when people really start talking. And that's when people really start questioning you. But by then, it doesn't even matter because you're too focused on where you're going to be concerned with the opinions of people who aren't even willing to take a step. So let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand you. That's not your problem. Your only job is to keep moving forward. Your only responsibility is to make sure that when you look back at your life, you know without a doubt that you live for you, not for them. Because at the end of the day, the people who judged you, the people who doubted you, the people who told you that you couldn't do it, none of them have to live with the consequences of you playing small. None of them have to deal with the regret of you not going after what you wanted. That's on you. So make the choice. Stop waiting for permission. Stop worrying about opinions. Stop living for them and start living for you, because this is your life and you only get one.